St. Margaret Mary's, the former Catholic church in Arlington, which closed its doors about 10 years ago, is about to see a new life as part of the Arlington Common, a community center its organizers hope will become a community hub for events, business, education, wellness, and lifelong learning across the 3 buildings on the 2-acre lot along the town's main street. The Arlington Arts and Enrichment Program, a locally based nonprofit organization, is close to finalizing the purchase of the property from the Catholic Church, which included a house originally built in 1910, which houses the church's rectory, and another building behind the church for which plans call for it to be turned into a wellness center. When we visited recently, Carol Farley and Bibi Bullock, the president and vice president of the Arts and Enrichment Program nonprofit, along with Don Tracty Jr., were moving the needle forward on the conversion of the buildings and the property towards their new purposes. An art exhibit featuring the work of Norman Rockwell will be on display, first off, at the former church rectory.
Arlington, America's hometown, and nicely fitting, but you can see this house has just dramatic woodwork, architecture, fireplace, and everything is just fantastic. In here, of course, the feature is Norman Rockwell's 4 Freedoms, and we have not only the 4 Freedoms, but and this is particular to Arlington. We've listed the names of the models in each of these pictures. And I think this is a really fun exhibit because kids can come in and maybe identify their grandfather or grandmother who's a model in these pictures. So this is really, I think, the feature wall for us. We call it our main gallery right now. Keep in mind, no one's ever done this in this building, so we're just putting this all together now. Basically, what we've tried to do is find the post cover and then find the model pictures that go with the post cover. And here you have Chucky Marsh and A Day in the Life of a Boy, and then Lester Brush and that post cover of 1951. This is a great one, of course. This is the Homecoming Marine, and wonderful post cover, the end of the war. And here's the model, and I believe this may be Jerry Rockwell there.
But the rectory will also serve as a co-working space as well, and could also serve as a workshop space for activities and programs like painting classes, bridge clubs, and cooking classes, to name a few possibilities, said Carol Farley, the nonprofit's president.
Okay, so we envision this whole downstairs space as being multi-purpose. We've got all these incredible artists and history, and so this will be a gallery, but it will also be sort of flexible space so that we can use it also for after-school programs, for local programming, for like clubs, people who want to use the space. There'll be beautiful space with really interesting artwork. Sometimes it'll be for sale, sometimes it'll be just a display. There's a kitchen in the back, so we can have, cooking classes for students as well as adults, and just various, community programming. I think will be driven by what the community wants and what school wants, what works for school. But right now we really don't have a big summer after-school program for middle school and high schoolers either. So this will just be a great space to do those things.
Meanwhile, the former church is being eyed as a site for concerts, business meetings, and other events. Built in 1963, the church has a seating capacity of about 275 people. A housing summit planned for October 13th, which will draw local and state leaders, is one of the first events that will be held there.
And if we have people who want to give a talk, it's convention space. Like we are even thinking for local economic development, that if we can have this space here that anybody can use or rent, that it could bring economy into the area. That now people are staying in our inns for the weekend. Now more people are dining in Arlington. And we're trying to really create foot traffic in the village of Arlington and East Arlington to support our local businesses. So we're thinking that this will be a great place. And, as Carol said, we haven't even opened, and there's people asking to use these buildings, which, shows what the need in our area. So.
And out back, a third building is seen as a site for the Community Wellness Center. The goal is to provide an affordable fitness center with treadmills, spinning bikes, and weights, as well as an indoor pickleball court to meet the growing interest in that sport.
So this building will ultimately be a fitness center with indoor pickleball courts, multi-purpose space, so it'll not just be pickleball courts, but we'll be able to do yoga and bone builders, and so it'll be kind of open space for working out and health. So that's kind of the focus of that building. Although currently right now we already have quite a few community members who are using that space for meetings and for other events. So they're this space is just becoming a community space that's available. And really, without even people really even knowing much about it, they're asking to use it, and we're able to let them.
After-school or summer programs for the area's middle and high school students could also be part of the mix as well. The Arlington Arts and Enrichment Program has been doing work in the Arlington community for more than 18 years and hopes the Commons will help continue the momentum initially generated by the Arlington Area Renewal Project to help the town build on its rich arts and historical heritage and bring tourists and visitors in greater numbers back to town. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.